Just got the Jeffrey Epstein of the music and entertainment industry. The new lawsuit that just dropped against Diddy is massive, and it has photos, it has videos, it names names, and there's so much here that it's never gonna fit into a single video. So I'm gonna do a quick overview in this video, and then I'm gonna do a couple of parts breaking down all the different aspects of what's come out so far. We're talking crime scenes, we're talking photo evidence of celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., we're talking record label executives, we're talking hidden cameras in every room of the house, getting recordings of celebrities, executives, politicians at parties with celebrities and underage girls, with drinks being spiked, with drugs. This goes all the way back to the murder of Tupac and Biggie. We're talking about the entire rap and hip hop industry and the whole music industry at large. But to be clear, this is just opinions and speculation. These are not statements of fact. When I show sources in the background, like the court case, you should take those for just what they are. I'm not saying that all of this is necessarily real. So what's happened just now is that this man, Rodney Jones, who is a music producer that worked with Sean Combs, who is Diddy, he just filed this lawsuit. And he didn't just file it against Diddy, he filed against the executives at all of the companies associated and against the companies like Universal Music Group. His lawyers claim that he has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Diddy and his staff and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. It's illegal for lawyers to make these claims if they don't have reasonable belief that this evidence is legitimate and exists. They could get disbarred for making these claims if they're not true. And some of that evidence is present in this lawsuit, like when Diddy allegedly shot a man. And then the LAPD saw that room in the photo, the bathroom with all that blood, and were on the scene for hours and no arrests were made. They went with the explanation that Diddy told his staff to give, which was it was a drive-by shooting. Diddy made it clear that his head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had the power to make people and problems disappear. This guy. And all of Diddy's staff were instructed to contact Mr. Muhammad if they were ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. Diddy often bragged about having law enforcement under control. Although the deeper you look, the more it looks like people above him and above law enforcement had him under control. We'll go more into these cases in the detailed videos, but now the bigger picture. See, Diddy has been one of the most powerful people in the rap industry ever since the 90s when he founded Bad Boy Records. And he was only 24 when he founded it. He started his career as a non-paid intern at A&R until he was then fired in 1993 when he was 24 and founded his own label, Bad Boy Records, later that year. So how does a 24-year-old found a massive record label on his own? Well, when you dig further, you realize it wasn't on his own. It was with the help of Clive Davis, his mentor. And the further into it all you dig, you realize that Clive Davis came out as gay later on, and there's a lot of rumors that him and Diddy were in a relationship throughout this time. This is going to come up over and over and over just by chance. Clive Davis has been running significant portions of the music industry since our parents were kids listening to music, responsible for artists like Aretha Franklin, Alicia Keys, The Grateful Dead, then later Usher, Outkast, Pink. But back in the 60s and 70s, like Janis Joplin, Santana, Aerosmith, Pink Floyd, like, come on, read it. Jones specifically claims that they were trying to groom him to do gay stuff, which has long been the talk of the town in the rap industry by people that aren't with it. Diddy allegedly showed him a tape from a secret recording that he just happened to have of Jones's idol having gay sex with some white guy. And then Diddy apparently told Jones that he had engaged in gay sex with this redacted rapper and that redacted rapper and his idol, Stevie J. And apparently he also promised to make sure that Jones would win Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he did gay stuff on camera. Although, to be clear, he wasn't explicitly saying on camera, but Mr. Jones discovered that Diddy had hidden cameras in every room of his home. I'm going to guess that Diddy didn't learn how to wire a whole house with cameras on his own. Kanye has accused Diddy of being a Fed many times. Diddy's also been accused of ordering the hit on Tupac many times. And when Diddy was asked about this on a podcast, this was his response.
We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking.
When you start digging into allegations of the CIA, the FBI, the Mossad having tentacles in the music industry, you wind up at total rumors like this. Former CIA agent admits agency created gangster rap to fill private prisons by glamorizing criminality. Claims like famous hip-hop lyrics of the legendary hip-hop outfit NWA were even scripted by a team of psychologists and war propagandists inside the CIA, according to this former agent. Obviously, these are just totally rumors and conspiracy theories, no truth to this whatsoever. But it leads you to people like Leor Cohen, who might be the most influential person in the last 100 years of music, because he ran Def Jam and made Jay-Z who he is, including Redman, Method Man, DMX, Ja Rule, Ludacris. But it doesn't stop with rap music. We got Bon Jovi, Mariah Carey, Shania Twain, Elvis Costello, Ashanti, Nickelback, Slipknot, Sum 41, The Killers, Slayer. But then we've also got his protege, Julie Greenwald, that got elevated through this merger that he brokered and managed the Black Keys, Bruno Mars, Death Cab for Cutie, Jason Mraz, Kid Rock, Lupe Fiasco, Wiz Khalifa. That would be this Julie Greenwald. And then we've got Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group. He's the one that is directly implicated and named in this lawsuit. It is alleged that he attended these parties with underage girls and with sex workers, and he knew that they were spiking drinks, etc., etc. But when you're talking about Diddy, you got to also talk about Justin Bieber, who was managed by Scooter Braun, along with Kanye West, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, etc. Scooter Braun is a really big player in the modern music industry. We also got Psy, Carly Rae Morris, Martin Garrix, Kanye West, Black Eyed Peas, David Guetta, Lil Dicky. So you might not remember, but back in the 90s, Tupac and Biggie were both coming up. And they were both talking about leaving their records that we've shown the people involved in those records already and starting their own. And Tupac was starting to speak out a little bit maybe about the nature of the industry. Diddy was close in the middle of that, and there's a lot of rumors that he ordered the hit on Tupac. Diddy sort of rose to power on the power vacuum of Tupac and Biggie both leaving the scene. And he has been manipulating and running a huge portion of the industry from the inside ever since. And this court case directly alleges with lots of evidence that he has been running a sexual blackmail scheme that entire time, promoting artists that would engage in the sexual blackmail scheme and then do their bidding there, because there's not just him acting alone, and pushing out, ostracizing, blacklisting, attacking artists that wouldn't. So maybe you should go back and listen to some of Kanye's interviews and see if he sounds quite so crazy after all.
Okay, so this was back from March, but I totally agree. I 100% agree. Diddy was not just behind the hit of Tupac, but he was behind the death of Biggie as well. But now, a few days back, all of the charges are totally confirmed on Diddy, right? And let me tell you, he used to do weird shit. All of those Hollywood parties and everything. And the authorities right now seized 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his apartment. 1,000 bottles. And not just the little balls, it was like gallons of balls, like the big ones. So that gives you a hint of the stuff he was doing. And all this time that he was running behind, doing what he did, was because of his super high influence in Hollywood and rap industry. So now he finally got caught.
Geologists have known for years that there's no distal tephra to even show that there was an explosion of Pompeii's volcano in 79 AD.
Saying that ancient Rome doesn't exist is one thing. Saying that Pompeii wasn't a Roman settlement is another. But saying that Pompeii wasn't destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius has got to be the most blatant lie you've said so far. What she's saying is that there's no evidence of volcanic material at Pompeii or Herculaneum, which is just wrong. The cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. I never thought I was going to have to defend this, but here we are. Firstly, there are primary documents written by people who were actually there. The most famous of these being the writings of Pliny the Younger, who recounted his horror as he watched Mount Vesuvius erupt from across the Bay of Naples. But I guess if an eyewitness account isn't enough for you, let's take a look at that geology you say doesn't exist. The entire site of Pompeii is buried in between 15 and 20 feet of volcanic ash. This depositional layer occurred as the side of Vesuvius itself exploded, resulting in a superheated landslide of mud and ash called a pyroclastic flow. This is why we find carbonized food still present in the city.
We have not uncovered any more of Pompeii, really, since the original digging out.
Why do you think we are uncovering it and digging it out? Because it was buried. This is just wrong. There are very much still ongoing excavations at Pompeii. But you wouldn't want to talk about that, because then you'd have to show off the Latin inscriptions on the buried buildings, and then you'd have to admit that Latin wasn't invented by the church in the 1500s like you say it was. And finally, the most important piece of this evidence, and I want to give a little bit of a content warning here because it gets a little grim. Donna, Pompeii is estimated to have been inhabited by around 12,000 people. In the excavations which have taken place there, they have found the remains of 1,200 men, women, and children. And while they may be gone, their remains are still here to tell you what happened to them. They're remains of people shielding their faces as toxic smoke and gas melted their lungs. There are groups huddled together, contorted in their final moments of agony, and mothers who even now, thousands of years later, are still holding their children in a final attempt to protect them from the inevitable. Donna, they have found the remains of people who met their end because the heat from the pyroclastic flow was so great that their brains boiled and their skulls exploded. When you rewrite history like this, you not only spread misinformation, but you erase the horror that these people experienced. I know that this was nearly 2,000 years ago, but these people were exactly like you and I, so please treat them with some respect. You know, I'm actually quite excited, because in my upcoming YouTube video where me and the rest of Archaeology TikTok break down this conspiracy, I not only have a PhD, 2 doctors, and a whole host of students who all want to give you a run for their money, but I also have someone who has quite literally participated in the excavations at Pompeii. I'm sure they're going to have a lot to say to you. For all of you who are now following this Arc Talk boss battle, don't engage with Donna. And if you are going to say something, please be kind about it. We are not here to harass people. Remember to stay curious, stay inquisitive, and most importantly, don't stop fighting for the truth.
So guys, and make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. You can hit it, as I'll be dropping some more bomb content.
I ended up figuring out that the casinos cheat. They cheat in ways that most people are unaware of, and I reversed their cheats, and I became one of Vegas's biggest winners of all time.
How long did that go on?
It took 3 years of gambling, specifically in Las Vegas, before I got banned from 95% of the casinos in the world.
How did it ban you?
It came in all different ways. Some of them made up crazy stories. Some of them told me outright. They'll wait till I show up. It'll be the first time I ever came to that particular casino. And when I get there, I get met with security, and they go, you're a sharp player, you're an advantage player, and we're not going to take your business.
How much do you think you won?
It was calculated something in the realm of $32 million.
In 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's just from specifically the Las Vegas casinos. I play a lot of games in private settings as well. In the beginning, they thought that it's impossible unless I'm cheating. So they go, he's just hot right now, he's lucky, keep him coming back, give him a private jet, give him the Rolls Royce, give him the Maybach, keep him happy. And eventually he'll lose it all back, and then some. And slowly they go, well, he's not losing it back, so he must be cheating. We got to keep him.
What was your game?
I won the most amount of money playing Baccarat, but it's probably only because they let me bet the most. They let me bet $250,000 a hand in Baccarat.
Hoping that you would lose quick.
Yeah, lose bigger, faster, and harder.
Yeah.
But I won more, faster, and harder.
Okay, so this guy found loopholes. He basically reverse engineered all of the systems, right? And it took him about 1 or 2 years to figure all of this out. But now, since he's banned from the casinos, he helped other people on all of these bettings and gambling, right? And he gets a commission for that.
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside.
I mean, he's not wrong though.
And it's kind of surprising. Can someone explain to me why there's a door right here?
Okay, so not everyone knows this, but behind Mount Rushmore there is a door that leads to a tomb where all 4 presidents' bodies lay. Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson's bodies are all there. They have been encased in egg yolk and flour to preserve their bodies. Don't tell anyone this.
Don't worry, I'm gonna tell no one. Absolutely no one.
I don't know how anyone could deny that the CIA killed JFK. I can give you my dad's conspiracy. My dad believes that JFK was assassinated by the Tampa Mafia. Like, I remember my dad was telling me like a long time ago, he's like, Charlie, I know who really killed JFK, and he like sat me down, he's like, it was the Tampa Mafia. And I was like, Dad, what the fuck? why would the Tampa-based mafia kill JFK? He was like, I don't know, but I know they did it. I was like, okay, well, maybe it was.
Not all rappers sold their soul to become successful.
Heard you sold your soul. No, I'm just rich. That's all. I just worked hard. Niggas say shit like that, but like, how do you sell your soul, nigga? Your soul is not even physically visible. How can you sell something that's not even visible?
People assume that as soon as you sign to a label, your soul's automatically gone, but this is not the case. Even Drake made fun of this concept in one of his songs. Selling your soul just means you're being controlled by the industry like a puppet. This can make a lot of rappers feel like slaves, which is why Prince got it tatted on his face when he signed. But there are rappers like Young Thug that make us feel like they did based on their lyrics and their songs. Ironically, this verse was on the same song that Drake was on. Even though a lot of celebrities have, not all rappers sold their soul to become successful.
Whenever they sign the contract, they make them do weird stuff, super weird stuff.
If you ever see somebody with a missing pinky finger and only 4 fingers, they're likely a member of the Yakuza.
I was gonna say, don't they have to sign like an oath or a pact with that?
It's a punishment.
Oh, for like messing up.
Yeah. But check this out. There's a theory that Bob the Builder...
Okay, here we go.
Bob the Builder might have been part of the Yakuza.
Okay.
So in Japan, fam, they banned Bob the Builder because he had 4 fingers.
Oh.
He only had 4 fingers. He didn't have 5. So in Japan, when they see those 4 fingers, they're like, oh, he's missing a finger because he's part of the Yakuza, and they cut off fingers for punishment.
Oh, so they're saying Bob the Builder messed up his building job.
Exactly. So he's affiliated, bruh. Bob the Builder's affiliated with the Yakuza, dog.
Is Cardi B being controlled by the Illuminati? We need to talk about this. Okay, so basically the theory goes that Cardi B went from being a normal woman to being mind controlled or even possessed by the Illuminati for fame. Now, before you scroll, I thought this was crazy until I saw these really weird things that were lining up. Okay, first I'm going to show you this video of her singing a song in Spanish about a year before she blew up and became famous.
Pero no voy a caer.
Now translated into English, she was saying, I'm not fooling around, I'm not gonna let myself fall down, I don't understand, just go with the Illuminati. And coincidentally, a year later, she comes out with Bodak Yellow and gets famous overnight. And if you didn't know, this is the Illuminati sign, and she's literally doing it on the cover. Now this video I'm about to show you is literally crazy. Literally just watch. Now, many think for a split second the Illuminati's possession over her stops. But the creepiest part are these girls in the back. Like they're watching her and then they just look super guilty.
It's not just Cardi B. Everyone in the Hollywood is being controlled.
Oh, it's like really hot in here.
Are you okay?
Stop. Dude, I'm not even joking.
Hold on. Dude. Get out.
Oh no, we are in the zombie era.
There's another theory where the richest people in the world have the worst handwriting.
Oh,
Did you know
I heard about this.
Yeah, so Kanye, whenever he releases his album, his track list, it's so shit.
Yo!
Drake too, Elon Musk, they all have shit handwriting.
Damn, take it a step further.
Yeah?
Every single doctor has bad handwriting.
Bro.
It's literally chicken scratch.
Bro, tell me why my doctor hands me my symptoms and I can't know what the fuck are the symptoms.
No, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Because maybe those really, really powerful people, those people with a special genius in their brain.
Yeah, you know why though? Yeah, it's because their brain is moving too fast for their hand to write.
Damn. Sometimes I try to write really neat, but it ends up looking like grade 2 writing too, because I'm writing like super like big and bubbly.
Bro, I think the more you focus, the more shit it comes out.
I think so too. It's more like when you flow it.
Yeah, it looks like cursive.
Yo, okay, I have a theory.
Okay.
I have a theory that any time somebody's super good at anything, they're doing it in a flow state.